So we do some final tests, flight tests today to verify the engine mapping, which is the fuel-air mixing ratio for the fuel injection system.
Yes, so we've made some changes to the mapping on the fuel system of the new low vibration engine. So each setup in every aircraft has its own exhaust, and therefore you need to, and propeller, and therefore you need to match the load profile of the engine to according to the map, and change the mapping accordingly to the load profile to ensure that you don't have any lean or rich spots and the engine always runs at the optimum power level.
Okay, so does that mean that once the engine comes off the bench at the engine manufacturer, that for the specific engine installation small mixture changes might be required?
Yes, but in general, with us defining this load profile with your flight tests, a Solar can simulate the specific load profile of the propeller and the aircraft, and therefore they can get it really close. So minor modifications might be needed, but in generally not.
Okay, but then once the mapping for a specific propeller exhaust case has been established, one can assume that should be repeatable for all further installations.
Yes, so normally there is some production deviances, but this is very small, so it should be negligible. Sorry,
That's
wrong
a
word.
complex word.
So yeah, normally there's some deviations in production, but normally this can be discarded, and therefore all of them should work with a standard mapping.
Okay, so we're going to do some full power at the VY speeds and then slightly faster to simulate higher RPM, check climb rates, and then also cruising requirements now.
Exactly, as you have different load profiles with different throttle settings, this could create opportunities where the engine behaves differently than expected. So we want to verify the whole range or the whole envelope of the engine to ensure that it is safe for all speeds, flying speeds and engine speeds and engine load.
And why can this just not be done on the test bench? Why do we need to check it in flight?
It can be done on the test bench, and therefore, but we need the specific points we need to go simulate with the test bench. So we use the aircraft to create these points we need to go verify on the test bench.
Ah, okay, so you want to have throttle setting for specific cruise speeds now?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I think with this low vibration engine, we might get customers that decide to cruise 300 kilometers and level flight to a beautiful site or some mountain ranges and things, and with which is normally not easy possible with the electric propulsion system. You don't have these ranges we're talking about.
Especially traveling long distances, you might have some airspaces you don't want to buzz, so therefore you need to maybe go down on power, not to keep on climbing. As you know, you're climbing quite well with this propulsion system.
Ah, okay, so some decent tests as well now, and we'll check the complete mapping and if the values are good. And what are we going to measure? Is it the exhaust gas temperatures, or what's important to verify here?
So within the self-launcher system installed into the JS aircraft, we can monitor all parameters of the engine simultaneously, and a log is created on all aircraft. So while you're doing this, we use exhaust gas temperatures as one of the metrics, but we have throttle position, we have engine speed, we have the engine water temperature. All of these parameters are being monitored, and even the fuel consumption.
Okay, and that is all logged with a separate logger, or?
It is the logger installed on all AlexNav self-launcher control units. So it's a standard option on all JS aircraft.
So it's standard installed, so you can get access to all the data for every flight?
Exactly. So all parameters, fuel level, fuel transfer, all of the currents of the fuel pumps, a water pump, all of that is continuously monitored and logged together, and this can be viewed within your personal computer. So you need to install the application, and then all of this can be monitored afterwards.
And that will make debugging quite easy, I guess.
It does. It does.
So let's go for it. So I'll get you some test points. Thank you. I was quite surprised because we spent a lot of time to optimize the maximum power setting, which was perfect. But as soon as you start to power down and speed up slightly, the EGTs went up to levels where it could be actually become not so nice for the engine. And this we identified now, and after each flight we made small adjustments until we matched the EGTs very, very stable over all power settings that we think one can encounter in flight. So that was a good job.
Yeah.
I think it was a good team effort.
Yeah.
What was the turnaround time? 10 minutes, 15 minutes between flights, with us changing the mapping, towing out, takeoff, another 5-minute flight. So it was really a wild machine.
Yeah, and keep in mind we had a complete week for dyno testing at Solar to just verify all the aspects from Euro exhaust and the exhaust we did all the tests with. So we had a lot of work to comparing the complete characteristics of everything and to get a good idea about the complete system.
Yeah, so now we have a full idea of all the different parameters that could influence the engine's performance, and we have a better understanding of what is the critical characteristics we need to change to ensure we always have safe operation of the engine.